Wait, what? Yay!
We are moving again. Hey guys, I know it's been a few weeks since the last time we talked, but life has been completely crazy. I've been working, I actually just worked my first trip at my new airline with John. That vlog will be coming out very soon. There was a hurricane that completely devastated Southwest Florida. There will be links down in the description box to help Florida rebuild. As you can see by the title of this video, I have some exciting news to share with all of you. I know it's probably been hard to keep up with my life this last year now. I cannot believe it's been a year since I quit my job, went to a new airline, moved to 2 different cities in the last year. Like, it's been crazy, but we finally have an update, a more permanent situation. So if you've been following me, like I said, for the past year now, you know when I quit my job, I got a new job as a flight attendant, was based in Houston, Texas, was living out in Houston for a while my husband was based in Chicago. Finally got my transfer to Chicago. You saw we had a studio apartment in the city there. All right, so you walk in and you're automatically in the bedroom. We're gonna go into the kitchen. You guys saw that tour. We lived there for, well, John's been there the last year. I've been there the last like 5 months now, 4 months maybe. But as you can tell by the title of the video, we are moving again. And I have had so many questions over the last year, like, oh my gosh, well, you got this apartment in Chicago, what about your house in Florida, and do you still live in Florida? And so many questions about my living situation. But I'm here today to address it all. And I also want to say that there's also a base announcement at the end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned until the end, because I will be revealing where John and I are going to be based next. But first, let's talk a little bit about the living situation. So like I just explained to you guys, we are currently in Chicago. We got our lease renewal maybe like 4 or 5 days ago, and we had already made up our mind by that point that we weren't gonna sign a lease again there because, drum roll please, we are moving back to Tampa. I'm so relieved, so excited, like beyond excited. I'm itching to get back here. I'm in Tampa right now in my car. I'm by the beach. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. We are officially moving back to Tampa at the end of December. John and I could not be happier. We're gonna be around our family, our friends, our house, have our life like semi back. We are just over the moon excited, thrilled, cannot wait. We emailed back our property manager the other day and we're like, hey, listen, we're actually not gonna re-sign our lease, blah, blah, blah. Also, they raised our rent almost $400. I was like, no. We weren't gonna sign the lease anyway, even if they offered us like a lesser amount. Like, we already knew by that point we're moving back to Florida. But raising our rent $400 was definitely not enticing us anymore to stay. Chicago has been really good to us, don't get us wrong. It's just not my favorite place. I don't want to speak for John, but I definitely know 100% he wants to move back here. This is where John grew up. This is where his family is. This is John's whole life down here in Florida. And mine too now. But Chicago is just like, there's so many things I miss about my lifestyle of living in Florida that I don't have in Chicago. Number one being, I miss having my car. I could easily drive my car to Chicago, but number one, it's pretty much all street parking. Our apartment charges an arm and a leg to park there, which is like a whole other rent payment in itself just to park. You know, with street parking, people are bound to hit your car, ding your car, and that can happen anywhere. That's not just Chicago, but I like having a driveway and I like being able to drive myself to the store. Chicago has amazing public transportation though, so if you're someone who doesn't drive or doesn't like to drive, Chicago's the place for you. And I would say my favorite part about the transportation is I don't have to drive myself to work. I can just get on the train and it takes me there. I can just relax. But I miss being able, like when I want to go somewhere, not having to rely on what time is the bus coming, when is the train coming, do I need to go from a train to a bus or a train to a 30-minute walk? Basically, I'm just lazy. That's pretty much what it comes down to. But I miss the freedom of just being able to get in my car and go and be able to like get a bunch of things. When I'm in Chicago, I can't take a ton of groceries or like a ton of heavy stuff or like a case of water because one, you have to lug it around the city, and then two, I live on the 3rd floor in a walk-up, so everything you buy has to come up 3 flights of stairs. People buy in increments, which is not a bad thing at all, but I miss just having my car and the freedom and everything that comes with having my car. Two, I moved out of Pittsburgh. I grew up in Pittsburgh, if you guys don't know, to Florida, because I don't like the cold, and it's starting to get cold in Chicago, which has been a little nice because it's still like the fall, autumny weather. It hasn't gotten too cold yet, but just cold enough where you can like break out a sweater or like a jacket, so it's been nice. But but winter's coming very soon and all I can think about is lugging my bags through the snow every day. Don't want to do that. We live so close to the beach in Florida. I miss that. I miss being able to get in my car, 5 minutes, be at the beach, 10 minutes, be at the beach, drive over to Clearwater Beach. I miss the vibe of the city in Tampa. I don't even know how to explain that to you, but this city, the best way I can describe it is electric. It just motivates you. My friends that live in LA, so like LA like pushes you to be a better person and it pushes you to work harder, and I don't really have that feeling in Chicago. But when I'm in Tampa, I feel more motivated. I'm happy. There's just this electric feeling I get when I'm back home, and I can't even describe it. It's just an amazing feeling. I know in my heart of hearts that like Tampa is home. Tampa's where I'm meant to be. So those are just a few things that helped us make that decision. This was like the easiest decision we've ever made. So last night we actually met up with our friends. We went over to our friend Nancy's house and we gave them a little note that told them we're moving back to Tampa, and these are our friends' reactions.
Seriously? Did you get Tampa? What did you do? Okay, I'm scared. I'm scared.
You don't have to be scared. This is our friend Nancy.
Oh my god, I'm so scared.
No, it's nothing to be scared of.
John. Are you serious?
Yeah. So I have to tell you something. We're moving back to Tampa.
Wait, what? Yay!
It was super cute. I mean, everybody's super excited. We have so much family here, so many friends here, and I think we're just both really excited to get back here and just have that community feeling again. Like, we don't really have that many friends in Chicago. Jenny, I love you. We have like maybe 5 friends total in Chicago, but here we have so many people. So we're just really excited. We're moving back to Tampa, and now that's gonna lead you guys into the question of, well, if you're moving to Tampa, where are you gonna be based? And first off, I wanna preface and say, we have a Tampa base, but it's really hard to get in. You have to be super senior to be based in Tampa. So we did not get our Tampa transfer yet. However, we are about 99.9% sure where we are going next. And it came down to 3 cities, but then down to 2. So we started with Newark, Boston, and Washington, D.C. Newark, the commute is very hard from Florida. There's a ton of senior flight attendants that commute to Newark. So we were like, let's not do that. Even though the flying is phenomenal in Newark. Best of the best. Could not get any better. Then we were gonna go to DC or Boston. So we weighed the pros and cons between them, and we actually have better seniority in Boston. Our class holds a line there, so we're not on reserve. Our classmates don't have to sit on call. They know their schedule a month in advance. But then on the other hand, Washington, DC has a ton of growth, a ton of flying opportunity, so many international flights to even count. Like, it's crazy. They have a ton of international, just like Newark. But when it came down to it, we decided to pick.
Said I think I'll go to Boston. I think I'll start a new life.
What's good about Boston, like I was saying, is we wouldn't have to be on call. We can hold a line. So we know our schedule a month in advance, so we have more time at home. We're able to just fly there, start our trip, and then once the trip is over, we fly home to Tampa. We don't have to worry about getting an apartment or a crash pad or anything. If we get in late or something, like we'll just get a hotel for the night or something and fly home first thing in the morning. But we'll be able to spend so much more time at home. And the best part about this is, as a line holder at my airline, you can pick up out of base. And here in Florida, we have a Tampa base, an Orlando base, and a Fort Lauderdale base. So I'll have the opportunity to pick up out of all of those. Obviously, I want to pick up out of Tampa. On my days off, I don't have to worry about like sitting up in Boston, trying to find a trip. I can come home and pick up something out of Tampa, which is like amazing. Now, these are all best case scenario things. I know there's probably going to be some bumps and hiccups along the way, but we are more than thrilled to come back home to the Tampa Bay area. I'm excited for this new journey. I know there's been a lot of change in the last year, guys, and I know it's probably been hard to keep up with it all, but thank you guys so much for being here to support me always. No more changes, no more moving for sure. Never say never about transferring bases. Like, once we can hold a line at other bases, you know, things might change around, but for the foreseeable future, Boston is calling and we're coming home. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I do have my vlog coming up where I just worked the trip with John last week, so make sure you stay tuned because that vlog is coming soon. Leave me a comment down below, any questions, comments, concerns, whatever you want to talk about. You guys know I respond to all your comments, good, bad, ugly, whatever. There's a man staring at me right now. Share this video with a friend. Maybe someone is moving to Tampa, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.